slam his Crocs together. All right, everybody, welcome in to the PBL Primetime Week 5 Pick'em. We have our very special guest, Mr. Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou, how you doing, bub?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. This is the 1, 2, 3 from last year, first, second, and third place finishers from last year's championship run. So this is
Yes, sir. I
Golden Five
unfortunately
right
ran
now.
into the buzzsaw in the semifinals, but it's all
And
good.
did you play me or Brent in the semifinals?
I played Brent.
You played
Mhm.
Brent? Yeah, Brent, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Brent beat me by almost 100 points or something like that. I'm pretty sure Brent's team just won off.
Brent
We'll
was
have to go and
And
fact check that.
and yeah, he'll fact check me on that. But yeah, his team ran out of steam in the end, unfortunately. So
My team did not. Of course, as always, your commissioner, Josh, and of course, Mr. Brent Lyas. Brent, how's it going?
I'm celebrating first victory Tuesday.
first victory Tuesday
First
feels
one.
good for the podcast
It's good.
boys.
It's good for the soul, to get one in the books. It's good for the soul. So we'll walk through our week 5 picks here. Lou's going to take us on a journey here. Just let us know who he's picking this week. Brent, take it away.
All right, Lou, we're going to start with that semifinal matchup again. You versus me this week.
The rematch of last year. Listen, I'm sorry, Brent. Your only hope is McCaffrey and Saquon. You're starting Daniel Jones 2 weeks in a row, so
Yes.
that's how you know your fantasy team is down pretty bad. Fryermuth had a good week last week. I don't see that repeating this week. You got Ramondre against the Lions, which is probably a decent matchup, but anytime you think you have a decent matchup, it's a game that winds up being
Trap
7-3.
game.
So, oh man, your player winds up scoring 2 points. Listen, Jalen Hurts is on a tear. I don't think anybody's stopping him this year in fantasy wise. You might stop him NFL wise, but you're
Very
not
true.
stopping him fantasy wise. I got another week of Jamal Williams with no DeAndre Swift, and then Tyreek Hill, Marquise Brown. And I think this is finally the week where Juju decides to wake up and has, like 100-yard game and maybe more than 2 catches for 14 yards. So I'm definitely going to take myself in this one. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout, but I'll take myself by like 25.
That's respectable. I think the biggest thing for you is going to be Jonathan Taylor being healthy. If he's not healthy, the only person you have on your bench right now is Michael Carter. So that would make it a 4-point game, and that's a fire's chance for me. But I still have you in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to actually go with Brent on this one. I think Lou's going to run back into that buzzsaw, and the buzzsaw is just going to be CMC and Saquon Barkley over there. I think Brent's going to take this one.
All right, moving on to game number 2. We have our only remaining undefeated team, Winston Hawkins himself, going up against Reed.
What kind of plug you got for the haters train, Lou? Just throw it
The,
out.
the hater train is running strong, led by myself, Santi, and Winston. Um, Lamar's got a tough matchup this week against Cincy. The defense has been playing better of the last couple of weeks, and he's got his two QBs going up against each other. So those are the weeks you wish for, the Seahawks game that we just saw, but it never tends to pan out like that. I don't know what's up with Pittsburgh and Najee Harris. The whole offense seems to be in shambles. Amon-Ra St. Brown is questionable. I don't think he plays this week again. And Monty is questionable. I don't think he plays this week either. I think the injuries are just going to finally catch up to Winston. And then you get Lenny on a bounce back game. I think Kyler has a big game this week, even against a good Eagles defense. And then Justin Jefferson is probably going to go for a million points.
1 million points.
So you are taking Reed.
I'm going to take
in an
Reed. I'm going to
upset?
take Reed
Reed in an
in an
upset.
upset. Yeah.
Very interesting. I actually have Winston in this matchup. Winston does have a lot of injuries, like you said, but he may be the most creative lineup person that we have in the league. He definitely works the waiver wire pretty good. So I'm actually going to stick with Winston going 6-0.
Yeah, I got.
You guys just love picking Winston just to drive him crazy.
Oh, of course, 100%. No, I'm going with Winston too. I do believe that Cincy Baltimore game will be a fucking shootout. So I think he's going to get a ton of points there. And I am more worried about Kyler going against Philly, probably because I have the Philadelphia defense. So I'm hoping that doesn't go well for him. But I think Winston's going to pull that one off too, just from big quarterback play alone, pretty much.
Yeah, it could be good or it could be bad.
It's true.
All right, moving on to our next game. Another close one. We have Ryan versus Hooley.
Holy. I think this is the week that the D draft grade from Hooley finally decides to catch up to him.
Consensus loser.
um
Yeah.
Hooley's, 3-1, but his points per game average does not really reflect that. He's starting Cooper Rush and Zeke on a depleted Cowboys team. It's tough to be a Cowboys fan
You
out
would know
here these
best.
days. He's gonna live and die by the wide receivers. He's got Mike Evans, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs. It's listen, when it goes good, it goes good, and obviously it's going great for him right now. But your luck runs out every once in a while. And Carey's just made his team is not bad. He's just made some not so great lineup decisions. He probably would he have won last week if he played Goff? Because
No,
Mm,
Goff scored like close to 40 points.
I still
no,
think it would have been
it
pretty close.
would have been close for sure.
Debo made it. Debo made it interesting for sure.
Yeah. So I think Ryan's team is not bad. He's just made some pretty poor lineup decisions along the way. So I think Ryan finally flips his luck around and gets another win in the score the win column
I just did a fact. Brentley is check. He would have lost by one.
Oh,
by
If he
one.
started Goff. So in the Ryan versus Hooley matchup, I'm actually going to go with Hooley. I think his wide receivers carry him to another victory. I like all four matchups that he has between Christian Kirk, Mike Evans, and then his two studs, Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs. I think Diggs and Jamar combined for 70.
I'm along maybe not that much, but I'm along the lines of both Jamar and Diggs both have great matchups with those Baltimore and Pittsburgh defenses. So I think they're gonna absolutely destroy it regardless. But I'm on the Hooley wagon this week.
All right, game number 4, we have Josh versus Carlos.
Listen, Carlos, man, please make a trade, pick up somebody on the waiver wire, just anything, dude. It's just so disappointing to see somebody like Cooper Kupp go down in flames like this. If you want to take last, that's fine. Just trade him to somebody else. At least get something for him.
Free
Like
Cooper Kupp.
God,
Free Cooper Cup is the new hashtag.
brutal to watch this. I mean, I don't even like Josh's matchups this week, but there's no
Honestly,
way
not great.
there's no way he loses to Carlos. I mean, the man took Gabe Davis in what
It
the
feels
fourth
like
round.
a trap game. It feels like a trap game.
It does. It does.
It feels
But
like
I
a trap
mean,
game for me. But I'm still I'm gonna take myself in this game.
yeah, there's no way.
If I lose, I
Actually riding
might
with
just rage
Carlos.
quit. Yeah, you're going with Carlos.
I'm going with Carlos. I fully believe it's a trap game for you just because
A
of the
trap
matchup.
game.
It is. And then that
He
leaves our
he
game of
honestly
the
might be
week.
better off playing both Kittle and Higby this week.
It wouldn't be a bad strategy.
Yeah, I mean, he might watch this and do it. You never know.
I doubt it.
And then our game of the week, Lou, John versus Santi, 3-1 versus 3-1.
This is I honestly think we had a lot of high scores last week. I think the score of this game could finish 125 to 120 or something like that. It's just
Yeah, death match.
just they might just trade touchdowns back and forth all day Sunday. I don't know. It's the matchups seem good. Davante Adams doesn't seem to be slowing down. Dobbins had a great week last week. I think he's only going to get better as he gets healthier.
True.
T. Higgins could be involved in an absolute shootout. Godwin getting healthier. I mean, hopefully towards the end of Sunday, he looked pretty banged up. And then we all know what the 49ers running backs can do. They're pretty due for a big game. He's still got Renfro on his bench. He's got Hines on his bench if Jonathan Taylor doesn't play, and that could be huge on Thursday. And then Deontay Johnson too. I mean, and you got Mahomes and Lawrence on the other end. Dalvin Cook, who's been kind of quiet. He's kind of due also for where people drafted him. I hate Miles Sanders. I don't think anybody should ever take him in fantasy, but he's having a decent year. And
He had a good game last week.
And then like we have already seen Devonta Smith go for 40, so
Yeah,
he
on
could
my end.
absolutely do it again. So I honestly think this, yeah, it's just gonna be an absolute shootout. I'm gonna take Santi though in a close one.
I'm going to agree. I've got Santi. I like the T Higgins matchup the best. It really comes down to who's healthier, Higgins and Kamara for Santi, or if Waddle's able to play for John.
Yeah, I'm taking John on the bounce back here. Just be that, Adams, Mahomes versus Kelsey kind of situation on Monday night. I think Mahomes is probably going to light it up, but I'm going to take John on that one on the bounce back. So where does that leave us all for the 5 matchups, Brent?
All right, so Brent versus Lou. Myself and Lou are going with him, and then you are going with me. Santi versus John in our game of the week. Brent, I've got Santi. Lou has Santi. You have John.
Hmm?
Winston versus Reed. You and I, Josh, have Winston. Lou is going with the major upset of Reed. Um, Ryan versus Hooley. Josh and Brent have Hooley, and Lou's going with Ryan. And then my upset of the week is Carlos over Josh. And then
Nice.
you guys are rocking with Josh.
Right on.
There's no way.
There it
There's
is.
It just
there's
has to be a trap game.
there's
Lou,
no way.
any
I don't
last
think trap
words?
games exist in fantasy.
Any last words, Lou?
Listen, I think if you guys finish in last place, which is inevitable because you created this monstrosity, that you guys should have to host this for the rest of time.
Hey,
This
Or are you gonna
not
do
against.
that?
or this needs to be the Sacco game punishment. If you're in the Sacco game, you have to host the podcast and inherit the podcast curse.
We will continue to do this from now on. So that was our week 5 pick'em. Everybody, thanks for stopping by. Sweet Lou, thanks for stopping in, and we will catch you guys next week for week 6 pick'em.